please remember to support Mission4Tution by hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and turning on notifications.
Hi, welcome to another edition of TFT Hyperroll, and I apologize. We joined this game already in progress because I thought I hit record, but I hadn't, and I caught it here. But to summarize quickly, this game gave me a whole bunch of Kleds really early, and as you can see, by 4-1, I am 1 Kled away from gold. However, it was not giving me other Hellions. So I decided to pick up some Cavaliers and a Vladimir in the thoughts of doing a Cavalier Nightbringer buff with Kled as the carry. But I really wanted to get some Hellions into it to pick up Kled's attack speed. This is something I've been wanting to do since they announced the large buff to Kled in this patch. I wanted to see how it would work using him as the carry. At this point, I decided to try at least 3 Hellions with Kled as the lead and see how that worked out. Although I was doing good with Vladimir since he was silver, I wanted to see if putting in the Hellions with the small speed buff of the 3 Hellions would make a difference. And it did make a difference, just not in the way I hoped at this point. As you can see, they are unfortunately taken out pretty quickly and easily by an opposing Legionnaire team. Now with the NPC round, I hit my gold Kled, 3-star Kled, whichever way you want to call it, and I switched to a Sejuani so that I can trigger the Nightbringer buff as well. This will make Vladimir a little bit stronger and allow Sejuani to have a shield as well, which along with Hellion should do pretty well. I pick up the Gargoyle Stone Plate so that I have a character that I can turn into a tank. Now here, I decide to put the Risk Taker on Kled, since he starts with a shield equal to 80% of his health. Starting off with 25% off his health won't hurt him all that much, because he'll regain the strength before the shield is gone. Now the other nice thing is once Kled gets knocked off his mount, he picks up his attack speed. So, like a fly swatter, he is just tearing through things with his increased attack speed and attack damage, and easily leading the team. Here, I grab a Shadow Rod with the plan to make the Enseu's Sacrificial Rageblade. This is the final component into what I think will make Kled an unstoppable machine. Now this does do 2.5 damage to maximum health each attack. However, again with the Risk Taker as one of his items, it should be outweighed by the amount of healing he's getting with each attack. Therefore, it's just going to make his attacks super fast. Along with the Cavalier buff giving him decreased damage with each charge, it makes him very effective at running in and slicing things up. I grab a Shadow Tier so that I can create the Archdemon Staff of Immortality for Vladimir in the hopes of making him my tank for the game, so that he can hold things up while Kled tears them apart. I move Vladimir next to Kled, hoping that that's how this works out. As you can see, Kled just is doing an unreasonable amount of damage to anything he touches, and especially once he gets knocked off his mount, he can just get in there, run from thing to thing, and do massive damage. With the cannon, it's time to put on a Morellonomicon, which is one of his best items, and then keep rolling, looking for one more Hellion. Any Hellion will do. Although I have yet to, in this game, see a single Poppy, which I should have had 12 times over by now, but I'm thinking at some point it's going to come out, and Kled, as you can see, is just doing so much damage on his own. If I could get the increased attack speed buff from the additional Hellion, it's GG. I do a Hextech Gunblade on Vladimir in the hopes of adding a little bit more heal to his attack so he can stay up longer, allowing more time for Kled to pick up attack speed and do damage. With 3 Cavaliers on the board right now, Kled is taking reduced damage every time he charges to something new. However, once he's off, there really is nothing holding this team up. I silver up my cannon, get Rel out on the board, and I now have all 4 of my Cavaliers, but I would trade 1 Cavalier for another Hellion right now. A silver Rel, and I am still desperately searching for any Hellion I can get. I had picked up a Dragon's Claw earlier as the only viable item off a bench, however realized it was not doing me any good in this particular match, so I reforge it, get a Warmogs, and decide to put it on Rel since she's going to be providing shields that will help keep Kled alive as long as possible. Facing another Hellion team that is not quite running the same comp I am, Kled is able to clean house and just easily tear through targets anytime he gets a chance. And even though they have a Heimer who can do tons of damage from the back, it didn't much matter because anytime something appears, Kled runs to it and kills it. Sadly, at this point, I still have not found another Hellion. No Poppy. Now, I'm not shocked at not seeing a Teemo yet, but I am shocked that the entire match I have not seen one single Poppy. Again, the power of the Kled is on display as he takes things out one by one and completely dominates the damage. Into the top 4 we go, and I decide to pick up an Ivern as an option until I can get another Hellion, because at least it will trigger the Renewer buff and will help Vlad stay alive a little bit longer. But ultimately, I know this game lives or dies on whether Kled is able to pick up enough attack speed and do enough damage to take the other team out. Here, everyone does their job, but unfortunately, their Draven is picking up power as well as the match is going on, and taking out too much of my team. And while Kled can still do a lot of damage, he can't handle both a Draven and a Victor who have entered overtime. We keep rolling, hoping for either a Poppy or a Teemo, but there's none to be found. We pull everyone back just to try to keep a little bit more protection and give Kled a little bit more time to do damage, essentially sacrificing Sejuani since she's going to get a shield due to the Nightbringer buff, and hope that it's enough to go on. The only problem is this person got all the Teemos. As you can see, they have a silver Teemo, and I am one Hellion short. So as strong as my Kled was, it didn't matter when a Teemo can just keep knocking them back. And while I didn't win this match, I'm happy with second place, and it's a GG for them, but I really do believe that if I had gotten either a Poppy or a Teemo, I could have won. I just want to jump in here and say that while I was editing, I did notice some major mistakes I made throughout this game. The biggest one towards the end is I chose to pick up an Ivern but didn't see the Heimerdinger at the same time. And then Another round later, there was another Heimerdinger. I ended the game with a Nico's help on my board, so I likely could have had a silver Heimerdinger, taken the items off my Vlad, put them on Heimer, and had a lot more power from the back. However, I was laser focused on trying to get a Teemo, so I wasn't paying attention. For what it's worth, don't be laser focused on one thing. Try to look at all the options around you. I really hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day.